I check the doors, check the windows, and pull the blinds. I check the clock, wondering what he'll pull this time. I have a feeling that necromancer's outside, and I'm just trying to stay quiet. I don't statements, that's crazy. How'd you know that? Keep myself up, that's maybe how you know that. Ooh, promises and maybe how you know that.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 or the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Coming up, we begin a triple header here on Wild Card Sunday, as it'll be the Steelers of Oakland taking on the LA Chargers. Strap in the first of 3 on this Sunday. What a day we have in store. Super Wild Card weekend on EA Sports. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. From the 43, here's second and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
They'll look to throw. Campbell making the catch. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. He had over 100 catches in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of this wild card game. A nice grab there for a guy coming off a terrific season, one that saw him have over 100 catches.
And when you have that many catches, that means you're a full part of the offense. And let's face it, he's been as good as anyone in the NFL this year. So figures he's going to play a big role in whether his team can advance in the playoffs.
Now a first carry here for their running back. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Second down and a yard. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. York mark ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
5-9. Let's go. Hey.
Here's Herbert. Now this one finds McConkey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
White 80. Hey, easy. We'll go orange.
Herbert. Now he's going to step up and run. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now it's Herbert. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
J.K. Scott
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll look to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown! Jamison Williams, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. And that flag accepted.
Cade York to kick off.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. The drive begins with a carry by Hampton. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Back to Hampton on first down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage. And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
380. Route. 5-9, 5-9. 5-9, 5-9. Hey, Ray. Set.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
21. Set. Go.
On first down, hits Hampton. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8.
Home trips right. Set. Kappa. Ready.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Well, that's one way you take away a first down as a defender. Make sure you have a little bit of physical play when the ball gets to the receiver. Find a way to jostle it free. They caught him off guard, forced the incompletion.
Hey, cap. 59. 21. Baylor Tiger.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Rondé Gadsden, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Chargers are back within a score. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll make our score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there's never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
At the 40-yard line.
2nd and 5. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback, and they're able to see the route develop.
Hands it off out of the gun. Room here to run. Still going inside the 20. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Cade York to kick off.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
Here's Herbert. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Charger football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Hey, Ram. Baylor Tiger. Crowd right. Home the troops right. Baylor Tiger. Ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Two things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Here's 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly.
Ready.
Herbert off of play action. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Herbert going to give to Hampton. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. This offense so far on third down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Herbert now. He'll check this one down to Hampton. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
They'll work inside here, Hampton. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Delta, go.
Back to throw. Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to be shoved out, but not before he gets this down to the 20-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 44 yards.
Let's go.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Kappa. Set.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Arian Smith from 19 yards away. And the Chargers have cut it back within a score. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Chargers 14.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. Touchdown! Christian Watson, 73 yards. And the Steelers add 6 to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead now up to 14.
Chargers 14. York to kick off.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got them pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Crowd right.
On third down, here's Hampton. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
A gain of 6. And the Chargers
Ram.
first down. First and 10 at the 40.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Herbert. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
From the gun, Herbert on third down. That's into the hands of the rookie from Florida. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 43. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
12.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Second and 10.
Set. Delta, set. Ready.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They'll set up the screen to Hampton. 20! And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 36 yards.
That's another Charger down. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
59, 380.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And he stopped immediately there. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Once more, it's Pacheco. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers get a late score here, the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And they're within 7 now at 28-21.
Chargers 21. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball, just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And he's got it inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll drop to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Jamison Williams in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime. touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Chargers 21. To kick off.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Tighten up. Hey, ram. 380. Good. 380. Go.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. The final shot before break. Herbert. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the 2nd half of this AFC wildcard game. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Charger drive about to get going. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
16 more on that one and another 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25. They had 2 straight 1st downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1.
Good yardage there on 1st down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Another Chargers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. Fighting his way through contact. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Rondé Gadsden. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chargers have got it back to within a score. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
2nd and 6. It's another pass to Perriman, and it's complete. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Davis will try to run for it. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up the first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Getting the football to Davis on an out route. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the gun, a give to Davis. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 12 yards there and a first down.
And the Steelers first down.
They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
A loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Jamison Williams saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Steelers are able to widen their advantage. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead now up to 14.
Chargers 28. Dave York to kick off.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9 from the 44.
Wide 80. Hey, easy. OP. Set.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Just a gain of a couple there. 3rd and 7 now.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, easy, easy, easy. We'll go orange, 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 orange. Green 80. Green out. Green 80. Green out.
Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay. Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
Kappa, Kappa. 12, 12. Let's go, let's go.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. This out quickly to Williams. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. One quarter remains for the right to survive round one here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Looking to throw. That is caught. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now back to throw. That's caught out left by Perriman. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And now they'll audible to something else.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
York able to send this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. That one goes for 24 yards.
Ram.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
380. 21.
Here's Herbert. He's got the hook up downfield to McConkey. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
15 yards. That's another Chargers 1st down.
Here's Herbert. They'll check this one down to Hampton. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
2nd down and 6 now.
380. 380.
Again, Herbert. That one could... Now the ball comes loose. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. In the 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up in the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
DC, ready?
2 yards still to go. Third down now.
Ready? Go. Sit on. Ready?
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Returnable here for Davis. 51 yards on the punt there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points and there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. 3rd down and 1.
The second. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And the Chargers, first down. 1st and 10.
Herbert throwing again. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down.
Joshua Hines-Allen
collapses the pocket and drops it for a loss of 3. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
21.
Herbert now. He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. First down, they'll go to the ground attack. They're going to snub this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
That one looks like he'll throw here. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to get this one down to the 30.
2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. The Steelers going to survive and advance as we say so long, everybody.
chill. Right on my side is the